The dad of youngest Manchester Arena victim Saffie Roussos has spoken ahead of the anniversary of the atrocity to reveal the love and support of the public kept his devastated family going. 8-year-old Saffie was one of 22 people killed in a suicide bombing at Ariana Grande's concert a year ago today, while some 800 were injured. The victims of crazed terrorist Salman Abedi will be honored in events across the nation, including a service at Manchester Cathedral and a mass sing-along featuring more than 80 choirs. And Saffie's dad Andrew, 44, said, "There are a lot of good people out there and we have been overwhelmed by the love and support shown. When an atrocity like this happens and people say, 'This is wrong and we will support you,' it is a lovely feeling and it does help you in your darkest hours. We could not have done without the public and the support we have had. The support has been heartfelt and genuine and has come from across the world. It is lovely to know people were touched by Saffie and to feel their love for her." Saffie's mum and brother Lisa and Xander at her funeral. Image, Daily Mirror. Saffie had gone to the concert with mum Lisa, 49, and sister Ashley Bromwich, 25, who both suffered serious injuries in the blast. Lisa was told of her daughter's death after waking from a coma. In the weeks that followed, the family's Chippy and Leyland Lanks became a sea of tributes to Saffie. But they have since moved to a location they prefer not to reveal, as the memories were too painful. Speaking for the first time about their decision to relocate, Andrew said, "Our life, our home and our business were in Leyland and Saffie was such a huge character and a massive part of it. To go back to that without her and to have those memories would have been too hard." Saffie spent a lot of time with customers and was known and loved in the area. Even walking around Tesco would have been difficult as we would have been expecting to see Saffie at every corner. Saffie had gone to the concert with mum Lisa, 49, and sister Ashley Bromwich, 25, who both suffered serious injuries in the blast. Image, Internet unknown. "We don't ever want to forget Saffie, but being in Leyland the memories would have been too painful. We just wanted a fresh start, not to start again. There is no starting over after something like this. But to move away somewhere new and do our best to support each other." Andrew said they had seen the worst of human nature with what happened, but added, "Nothing will ever bring Saffie back, but knowing the public is behind you restores your faith in human nature." Paying tribute to his daughter, he said, "Saffie was the sort of person who just stopped people in their tracks. She was a beautiful young lady and not a day went by when we weren't stopped by people complimenting her. Saffie had a wicked sense of humor and this magic of capturing people." Dad Andrew carries Saffie's coffin with Xander. Image, Daily Mirror. "Saffie ruled our household, and she still does. We talk about Saffie all the time. We want to keep Saffie's spirit alive, so she is with us all the time." Andrew is also full of pride for how son Xander, 12, has coped with their ordeal. He said, "Xander has had to move to a new area, left behind his friends and started a new school, all on top of losing his baby sister. What happened is going to affect him for the rest of his life, but he is keeping his chin up the best he can. Xander is a remarkable young man and we are very proud of him. We draw strength from each other." The family this week finished a Just Giving appeal that raised £11,000 to have a new kind of rose created in Saffie's honor, with help from the Royal Horticultural Society. Lisa said the tribute, to be sold around the world to raise charity cash, would help her girl live on forever. Many of Islamic State supporter Abedi's victims were young people and 10 of those killed were under 20. community gathers outside family Chippy, Image, Rowe and Griffiths. Daily Mirror. Prince William and the Prime Minister will attend the service at Manchester Cathedral tomorrow to remember them all, during which there will be a national minute's silence at 2:30 p.m. across government buildings. The invitation-only event has been arranged for the families of those who lost their lives, first responders and civic leaders. But the public will be able to watch on a big screen in nearby Cathedral Gardens. The service will also be screened at York Minster, Liverpool Metropolitan Cathedral and Glasgow Cathedral. Tomorrow evening, the Manchester Survivors Choir, made up mostly of parents and children, will sing at the Manchester Together One Voice event in the city centre. Thousands of people are expected to join the mass sing-along, for which more than 80 choirs will unite. They will be led by Dan McDwyer, the choir master who directed Parswood High School in Didsbury in their moving tribute at the One Love Manchester concert. And church bells will ring out across the city at 10:31 p.m., the exact time the shrapnel-packed bomb was detonated at the arena. Anguished Paul, "I'd always stay yo help a year on from the Manchester bombing." Brave Paul Reed still bears the mental scars. The 44-year-old father was just yards from the foyer when the bomb went off. He gave life-saving first aid and used his own clothes to keep the victims warm. He calmed the youngest victim, 8-year-old Saffie Roussos, before helping her onto a makeshift stretcher. Paul Reed gave life-saving first aid and used his own clothes to keep the victims warm. Image, Birmingham Mail. He said, "She wasn't making a fuss, just asking for her mummy. I thought she would be okay. I was devastated to discover she died." The split-second decision to help has since left him unable to work and battling post-traumatic stress disorder. Paul, of Darlaston, West Midlands, tended to around 8 people, staying at the scene for more than an hour before driving home, his clothes covered in dust and blood. He said, "You could see people couldn't be helped, but there were people who were awake and with serious injuries. I rang 999, then I started tending to the injured." Paul, who has been invited to the memorial service at Manchester Cathedral, said, "The attack devastated me, but if put in that position again I'd always stay and help."